Welcome everyone and thank you for tuning in to Networking Root. Today we will learn how to install Kali Linux in the VirtualBox environment. When you open up your VirtualBox will look like this because we haven't done anything. Click here on New. Put a name here. I will go for Kali Linux. You can choose the name whatever suits you more. So click here on the version. Scroll down, go for Ubuntu 32-bit. Remember, we have downloaded Kali Linux 32-bit operating system, so keep that in mind. If you have 64-bit, click here and choose the 64-bit. Click on next, and here we are going to give the RAM to this virtual machine. 2048 means 2 gigs. Next, create dynamic okay, VDI virtual disk image, that's okay. That's also okay, dynamically allocated. Change this 10 gigs to 30. It will be the size of your VirtualBox operating system, which you're going to install your VirtualBox machine in. So 30 gigs is more than sufficient for the starting purposes and everything. Here we have created our Kali Linux virtual machine, but it's powered off and it's not installed yet. So click on settings. Here click on advanced and change these two settings to bi-directional. So these two options will do. You can copy from guest to host and host to guest effortlessly, and you can move around files pretty quickly. And next, go to this storage thing. Click on this icon here. You can add optical drive. So if you are not seeing this because you haven't selected it, click here on add, and I have put it in new folder 2 on the desktop. You can see this PC desktop new folder 2. Double click on that, click on OK. So we have chosen the file for it, and now when we press start, it will start installing this operating system. We have to interfere and we have to manually set up some things. So I will be showing you most of this installation main parts, and I will be skipping out on the long waiting processes for this application actually. So after clicking on entering on graphic install, you will see this, and double click on this and you can make this size bigger. And here we have, and this is called pre-boot process. So it's checking, the kernel is checking whatever our VirtualBox can handle, Kali Linux or not, it can handle. That's why it's booted into. So I will choose English. If you want to choose any other language, feel free to use it. Continue, and I will choose my country. I'm from India. I will select India and I will go to continue. Click on here and I will choose British English because this is the version we have in India. Continue, and some settings will take a little bit time, some settings will take lots of time, so you have to be patient. I have given 2 gigs of RAM to this virtual machine. If you have more RAM to spare, you can give 3 or 4 gigs for better performance. I only have 8 gigs of RAM in my system. That's why I provided 2 gigs only, because I will be installing another operating systems in virtual machine as well. So I need resources. I will be putting a new 8 gigs RAM into my system very soon, and then I will be changing up these settings. I will show you in the future videos how you can change RAM sizes to your virtual machines. It's very easy, but I don't have much resources now to show you. But in the future, definitely I will create a video especially for that. That will apply for any operating system that you have installed in VirtualBox. It doesn't matter if that is Windows or that is Linux, Ubuntu, Arch, or whatever you have installed. So you have to wait for it. So I will be skipping, I told you I will be skipping lots of this installation processes, but most of the processes I will be showing you because you need to know everything about Kali Linux installation. Because if you make any kind of a mistake, you have to restart the process, and it's a very tedious and long process to wait for actually. So leave it as the Kali as shown, host name. Click on continue. We don't have any domain, so click on continue. And here you have to put the name, that username you want to give yourself. So I will go for JetD, press enter, click on continue. So it's gonna be showing you the same. So click continue or press enter. So choose a password that is secure for you. I will be choosing it. Let me go for a password that I can remember for the demonstration purposes. So yeah, it's a good password for me, and click on continue. So we have skipped to this next part because that was only installation, so the bar was going into the right direction from the left, so no point of watching that. So here we have this screen where we have to configure our hard drive for this installation. So manual, guided, I will be showing the easiest way so you don't have to go through a lot of processes. Click on guided or press enter on it, press double enter on it. So here we have some options. Choose this option, all files on the same directory, and because I know it's the first time you have installed this operating system, I know you don't want to be hassled up with everything, so I'm giving you benefit of doubt here. And here we have to make some changes. Here you can see this is the 30 gigs that we have allocated and 1 gig of swap space, and here is ext4 and /. So what I'm gonna do is I will double click on this and it will take me to this module, and I will delete this partition actually. So why I'm deleting it, I will let you know. I will double click on this and I will create a new one, create a new partition, and I will be changing this size. So remember we have 2 gigs of RAM. I will be telling you what is swap and why we use the swap. So put it like 29 gigs here. Okay, beginning, primary, okay, beginning, enter, continue. Okay, it's ready now, so we will go to, okay, we will done setting up the partition. Double click on that and it will take us back here. Now we have 1 gig of this and 2 gig of this, so we need to delete this partition. Double click on that and delete the partition. Now we have this 3 GBs of free space. So what is swap? Why do we need it? So this first partition is your boot partition where your operating system is gonna install and every directory is gonna install for you. This is gonna be swap. Double click on that and it will ask you create a new partition. Okay, 3 gigs is more than enough for us, logical. Okay, double click on that and choose the swap area. Double click on that and we have selected the swap area. Everything is done setting up the partition. Double click on that and here we have. So swap partition is most of the people, they say on the internet, I have read the threads and I experienced it myself, whatever RAM do you have allocated or you have physically in your system, double up the swap space. So we have 2 gigs of RAM allocated to this virtual machine, so I will be giving 3. I know technically it should have been 4, but I am giving it 3. So click on this finish partition, double click and it's done, and click on yes. So guys, on this screen you have to decide what kind of GUI interface you wanna go for, desktop environment you wanna go for. I prefer GNOME, whatever you wanna call it. So next item is collection of tools. Selecting this item has no effect, so like I go for large one and I will remove all these things except for large default selection, whatever Kali has preferred. So click on continue and here we go. So guys, here we have to select our default display manager. I will go for this GDM3. Double click on that and it will take us through installation process. Now we have this screen guys. It says install the grub bootloader in your primary drive. Yes, click on continue. And here device for bootloader installation, go for this /dev/sda and click on continue. Here you can see guys, our installation has been done and it wants us to click on continue. So that here we are guys on the login screen. Click here and JD, put your password and you will be good to go. So guys, here we are in our Kali Linux environment. In the upcoming video I will be showing you guys how to update your operating system, how to upgrade and how to do distribution upgrade as well. And now I will show you how to shut it down. Click here, so it will take some time. Power off, click here and click on power off. Power off and your machine will be power off in matter of seconds. So guys, if you enjoy my videos, give it a thumbs up, share it with your fellow ethical hacking friends and subscribe, comment your feedback. I read all of your comments and I will definitely like to adapt some of your feedbacks. This is Networking Roots signing off.